A long time ago, I raised a son to know his Safdie brothers from his Coen brothers.
Now we're turning our arguments into content. This is I Am Your Father, where Gen X meets Gen Z in hyperspace. Boom.
How are you, son?
I am good. By the way, I am Braden.
And I am good too. And by the way, I am Graham. We are a father and son duo. We are the hosts of I Am Your Father, the podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, which is, is probably a potentially high chance.
Yep.
And we've got a fun little main topic today. We are going to be drafting our favorite directors, not the directors we think are the greatest of all time necessarily, the most established, the most storied, but our favorite directors of all time. We're going to do it a little different. Normally we rank. This week we are going to draft. So we'll get into the rules of that later. And but we do have before then a 10 and 20, don't we, Braden?
We do. Our 10 and 20 is a segment where we break down 10 topics in roughly 20 minutes. And we have lots of interesting news this week, lots of things to dive into. I'm pretty excited to do it. So I will just go ahead and start us off right away.
All right, let's do it.
Topic number 1. David Leitch apparently wants to make a sequel to The Fall Guy. Did you see the first one?
I did.
Yeah. I will say on my side, I loved that movie. I actually saw it in Ireland, which was a pretty fun experience. And it is my wife's, one of her favorite movies ever. It has become very quickly become a comfort movie for her. She loves watching
one of her
that
favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
When I read this headline to her, she said, "Why do they have to ruin a good thing? Why are they always ruining good stuff?"
You know what? I respect that about her. Not everything has to be a franchise.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't need sequels to everything.
Well, what do you think about it? Are you looking forward for a second or not?
I mean, I'm not super pissed off about it, but I do agree with her in the sense I don't know that this needs a sequel. I think it's perfectly fine and enjoyable as a standalone film. But of course it did well, and it has some A-list stars, so they want to make more money.
Yeah, I'm on board with you there. And with my daughter-in-law, I feel like it's fine on its own. It was good. It was fun. It was even surprising, right? None of us really expected it to be all that good. We kind of thought it was just going to be, generic popcorn fare, but it was better than that. And
yeah,
let's just let it be that. Let's just let it be that.
It's almost guaranteed that the sequel will not be as good, and it will end up very generic.
100%. Yes. Yeah. Empire Strikes Back, this will not be.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Topic number 2. The WB is developing a Kobe Bryant biopic. It's going to be focused on the days leading up to his draft in the NBA. Braden, what do you think about this? You a Kobe fan?
I mean, I am. I'm a huge Kobe fan.
Yeah. It was that was for the audience. I was leading you for the audience. I was trying to, putting it on the tee, letting you crack it out.
Yep, I'm a big Black Mamba fan.
That's
Taught
right.
me to be a different animal, but the same beast.
That's right. That's right.
And what the hell does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
I love that. You remember you had Kobe Bryant posters, autographs, memorabilia in your bedroom growing up.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
I was brainwashing you to be a Laker fan from the early days.
Listen, I think we're ready for this. I think it's gonna hurt, but I think we're ready to see this story on the big screen, so long as it's made with care. And I would say I don't necessarily want it to only be about the time leading up to his draft. I would love to see his story, through his career as well. I think he is worthy of it.
Yeah, and to clarify, I said the WB, but really what I meant was Warner Brothers, not the WB television network. So I think we're in better hands, it being Warner Brothers studio, who's been on obviously a hot streak in 2025. So hopefully this they're bringing some people in. You haven't heard anybody associated with this yet, involved in terms of a filmmaker, a writer, or anything like that, right? I haven't seen
nothing yet. Yeah. Just that it's in development.
Okay. Well, I hope it's great. I honestly can't think of the death of a celebrity in my lifetime that affected me anywhere near the same way that Kobe Bryant's death did. So I'm looking forward to it, and I agree. I hope they do it justice.
Well, quick side note, because this is semi-related, but it's not one of our topics. They are also developing, the studio that developed the Christopher Reeves documentary is developing a documentary for Chadwick Boseman as well. And I would say that is actually similarly a death that has happened in my lifetime that really kind of rocked me. I remember, similar to remembering where I was when I found out Kobe died, I remember where I was when I found out Chadwick died as well. So we're gonna have some stuff on these guys, and I think we're ready. In my personal opinion.
Gosh, I know we've gone down a Chadwick Boseman rabbit hole now, but I recently rewatched Draft Day, since we're talking about drafts.
Yeah,
and he's so good in that. He's just such a standout. I think it's a super underrated movie. He's such a standout. He just like you see him and you just go, this guy's going to be a star. Who is he? You know, he's so good in it. Anyway, all right, why don't you keep us going?
Yeah, topic number 3. Kevin Feige clarifies that the script for Doomsday was finished and complete going into filming, but that they are simply adding to it as they go along. His explanation being that these actors have been with these characters for so long, and similarly the directors, that as they're filming things, they're coming up with more ideas, more things to add, and of course they want to be receptive to that. I'm not 100% sure that I fully buy this. I'm sure there is truth to it, but I think I'm going to call minor BS on this and say I think it's just kind of saving face.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to be excited about in terms of where this is going and who's involved and everything, and yet so far we're hearing just a lot of like craziness around the production, around the set, around actor relationships and the script and everything. So it does make me worry a little bit, and I'm not quite sure how to feel.
Yeah.
You know. All right. Topic number 4, Kumail Nanjiani, whose name I will consistently butcher, but who I really love a lot. He's recently given an interview where he revealed that for the Eternals, he signed a 6-movie deal as well as a contract for a video game appearance. None of which has occurred after, of course, the first film. And it kind of just gives you a little interesting behind-the-scenes look at the way that the Marvel machine was looking or was working and how they were looking at things at the time. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Should we hope to see him back? Is this just kind of a crazy, like, sliding door moment here? What could have been?
I am a lot easier on the Eternals than most people are. I definitely don't think it's as horrible as a lot of people have said. And I would be happy.
It's pretty bad, man.
I would be happy to see them back. That being said, I think he was
the standout, though, for sure.
Definitely one of them. Yeah, he definitely was a standout. Listen, I think it kind of just shows the hubris of Marvel in this stage, right? They have since said that they were going to try things. A lot of things were fluid. They didn't have a clear plan. But then now we're hearing stuff like this, and it's like clearly you were very confident in this. Like you were making promises that you didn't intend to keep if things didn't go perfectly your way, you know? So I think ultimately it's not a super good look, but at the end of the day, it's a business. And if a movie does not perform well critically or at the box office, of course, they're not going to make 5 more of them.
Well, I mean, they got burned after the first film, right? With the contracts with the actors from the first film, Terrence Howard and obviously Robert Downey Jr. And so clearly they were trying to avoid that, and but in this case, definitely didn't work out.
Yeah. All right, topic number 5. We have Blade Runner 2099, a show starring Michelle Yeoh, will be hitting Amazon Prime next year. I actually didn't know anything about this. And I'm not going to lie, I think it's because I'm a little dyslexic this whole time. Even when you sent me the headline, I'm like, what do you mean it's coming to Amazon? Has it not been on Amazon for the last 5-6 years? Like, but this is a different project. It's not 2049, it's 2099.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that I passed those genes down to you, but I had the exact same reaction. I read that story 3 times and went, why does it matter that it's suddenly going to Amazon Prime? I've seen this movie 3 times already. Oh, it's great, but what? Yeah, nope. Turns out it's a whole new thing.
That is so funny.
Yeah, Hunter Schafer in the cast as well. So some interesting actors joining up here. Michelle Yeoh and Hunter Schafer. Are you down for some more Blade Runner? Generally?
Yeah, I am. I'll be honest. I haven't seen the most recent one. I know I need to.
You didn't see 2049?
I have not yet. I've seen the original, which I liked a lot. I just haven't gotten to 2049 yet, but I've been told many times that it's absolutely incredible. So I need to get to it, and I will. It's
a good back to back. Like it's a really fantastic double feature. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need to rewatch the original as well, so maybe I'll just double feature.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like I should do that too, especially before 2099. Not the same thing. Yeah. Different thing. Before 2099 comes out, we should definitely do a little marathon.
Well, this is oftentimes my favorite thing about new things coming out is getting to rewatch everything that came before it. You know, it's a good excuse.
It forces you to do that. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I want to rewatch these movies, but the new one's coming out in like 6 months, so maybe I'll just wait a few months to rewatch them all. I plan around these releases.
Yeah. Well, we have to have stuff to talk about, right?
It's true. It's true.
Speaking of which, topic number 6, Disney is working hard, apparently, according to reports, on ideas for bringing projects specifically focused on Gen Z men, young Gen Z men. You're a Gen Z, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You think?
I don't know.
We literally talk about it in the intro of the podcast. You're Gen Z. Yeah, you're not a millennial, right? You're not a millennial.
Oh, yeah. No. You're right. It is on our script. It is.
You're Gen Z. Do you feel like Disney has not been servicing you as a young Gen Z male?
I enjoy a lot of what Disney puts out. There's plenty of it that I just don't care about. But I wouldn't say that I'm in the majority. I mean, I care a lot about movies, so I'm always down to watch something new. But I have to admit, I have a hard time coming up with content that I think the average Gen Z male would get excited about coming from Disney within the last who knows how long. So this is somewhere in the market that I didn't even realize was missing.
Sort of the Pirates of the Caribbean kind of
absolutely
genre, right?
Absolutely.
Something in there. Doesn't necessarily have to be Disney, a pre-existing Disney IP, but something that appeals to men in their 20s is really what they're saying, right?
Yeah, and I think they will definitely find a lot more of that in live action rather than animation. Seeing as we're
what?
Not for me, but just in general.
And not for many of our listeners who definitely think I'm stupid for. Now, listen, I didn't say I don't like animation. We're going to talk about some animation today. I do. I there's a lot of animation I really like. I have to get over a hurdle with it first before I can find pure enjoyment. Anyway,
whatever.
Hopefully, Disney is going to take good care of you now.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Anyways, topic number 7. Shameik Moore has begun. Whoa. Let me run that back.
Run it on back.
Shameik Moore has begun recording lines for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I kind of thought that they had already done this a little while ago myself. I felt like I had seen reports. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's news to me. I thought they had already begun, but I guess they had not, and they are now, which I mean is good news. It means this movie is still coming eventually.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like every other week it's been delayed. In fact, on one of our most recent videos, I posted about it being delayed again, and I posted about the spinoffs they're planning, and somebody commented, "Don't worry, we'll get a Spider-Verse spinoff every 10 years." That's kind of what it feels like at this pace.
Well put, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're recording, and that's good news, right?
It is good news. We're very excited about this. Both of us love the first two, which puts us squarely in the majority. These were obviously super successful, and everybody's
it's not
really
a hot take.
Yeah, not a hot take. I like Into the Spider-Verse. Wow. So it's good. It's good that they're finally getting going, and we're excited to see that. Outside of the Spider-Verse films, what's your connection to Shameik Moore?
I mean, that I know of, none.
Okay, so I mean, it's interesting. That's why I bring it up. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, except that's kind of what we do sometimes. It's interesting. Like we all know him from the Spider-Verse series, but some of the films that he did were really good as live action films that he did. Like Dope, for example, is something I really like a lot. I loved that film for a really long time. Samaritan's interesting, but he's good in it. He's really good in it. So I think
Samaritan with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. It's not a great film, but he's good in it.
That movie was bad. Yeah, but you're right. Now that I think about it, he was in that, and he was good.
Yeah. So it's exciting to know that he's doing Spider-Verse, and we've also talked, as you said in the previous weeks, about he's going to be tied up doing Spider-Verse for a while. But I'd really love to see him get back into some live action. I want to see Shameik Moore actually perform as an actor again, because he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah, and definitely a great voice actor too. So
yeah. All right, next topic. The Office spinoff called The Paper is coming. They're going to be releasing all 10 episodes in just a few weeks. It's like a week away, like September the 4th, coming up. We've got Donegal Gleeson as leading the cast. Oscar has returned, etc. Are you pumped? You were a big Office fan. So was I. You were a big Office fan, though. Are you pumped for The Paper?
Again, another piping cold take is that we both like The Office. And
Piping cold.
Yeah, I mean, when they announced a spinoff to The Office, I was, of course, hesitant. I mean, who wouldn't be? It ends perfectly.
A spinoff to a remake?
Yeah. Yeah. I will say I'm still very much on the fence about this. I'm not counting down the days till I can watch this show, but I will watch it and probably not enjoy it as much as The Office. But here's what's interesting about this to me is that they were originally planning on releasing this weekly. Like, that was what they had told us. So the fact that they have now kind of switched it up and said, actually, we're going to release all 10 episodes at the same time, doesn't make them look super confident.
Great point.
Stresses me out a little bit.
Yeah, it told me, the way I read that was, it's not as good as we'd hoped. So we're not going to slow play it. We're going to dump it all at once. It's interesting how that works, right? I don't think that shows like that work all released at once. I feel like you have to let it burn a little slowly. And so this definitely concerns me about the quality that they got. Also, by the way, we've had a dozen Office spinoffs. They just weren't called the Office spinoff. I mean, whether it's Parks and Rec or Abbott Elementary or fill in the blank. I mean, we've had, like, they've been doing this style for a while, over and over and over again. And it's like, oh, it's the Office, but here, it's the Office, but here. So I'm definitely apprehensive at this point.
Well, I'm assuming then you didn't see the clip they released today?
Not today. I didn't see a today clip.
They released like a 3-minute clip.
Okay.
And I watched it, and I mean, I kind of cracked a smile at one point, but it didn't really make me laugh. And so already, like I said, there's nothing really getting me very excited for this, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now, I felt much the same way about the American Office, the first couple episodes. I watched it, I put up with it, but I was a big fan of the UK Office. I thought that what Ricky Gervais had done was revolutionary, and so the idea that they were going to bring it to America, I was a bit snobby about it, and a bit bougie. I don't know.
When are you not?
Hot take. But so I actually watched the first 2 episodes, and then I gave up on The Office for like a season and a half, and it wasn't until everyone was talking about The Office that I finally was like, really? Because it wasn't good to start with, and I've gone back and rewatched it later on, and I stand by that position. The first 3 to 5 episodes are pretty bad, honestly.
Almost the whole first season.
Yeah, it's bad. So I don't know if The Paper needs that long to ramp up. I feel like it's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, topic number 9. We cannot go a week without getting more Spider-Man Brand New Day news. And I'm here for it. We have Tramiel Tillman has officially joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day in an undisclosed role. And Florence Pugh is being heavily rumored to appear as Yelena. Additionally, Jackie Chan's stunt team has been working on the movie as well, and he himself has been on set working as well. That alone right there just got me even way more excited. I mean, Jackie Chan is helping on the stunts for this movie. Are you kidding me?
I like that. That is so good.
Freaking awesome. Yelena, I could see that being like a cameo for setting up a Doomsday kind of a thing. So, again, I'm not putting too much weight into that, but I'm here for it, I guess. I think
some
she's
Yelena.
Kind of, she's the backbone of the MCU right now.
Get her in absolutely anything, and it'll make it better. she's just so good in that part.
Here's my question to you. Tramiel Tillman, obviously best known from Severance and also a small role in the most recent Mission Impossible movie. I'm going to put you on the spot here because we haven't discussed this at all. Any thoughts on who he could potentially play? I mean, I have a few ideas, but I'm really not sure where they're going to take it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm curious how he fits in there. I really love him in Severance, by the way. He's so good in Severance. He's absolutely phenomenal. I was on the fence about him in Mission Impossible. Excuse me. Not that I thought he was bad, but he felt somewhat out of place in terms of the overly self-indulgent and melodramatic performances that just about everyone else was giving.
Rewatch it because he's good. He's really good.
I get it, but it feels like he's in a different movie.
Okay.
So that's all I'm saying. But I'm down to see him in Marvel, and the funny thing is the first thing I thought of was Jonah Jameson, but of course we already have one in this universe. But I just I'm thinking of his haircut in in Severance, and that could be a fun Jonah Jameson, a direction to take Jonah Jameson. But
is there? Do you think there's any shot that he could be a good Jefferson Davis, aka father to Miles Morales?
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. But my brain wasn't fast enough to come up with the name Jefferson Davis, so I let it go.
or here's one more.
Appreciate that, young one. Thank you.
Here's one more.
Okay.
He could be playing Norman Osborn also.
Be an interesting direction to take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad to know he's going to be in there, and I hope that he's directed in a way that brings what he brings as an actor to it sets the right tone between him and everybody else. But I think it will. I think that there's oddly the Tom Holland Spider-Man films have more in common with Severance than Mission Impossible does.
Well, yes, that's definitely true.
Not to pigeonhole him, not to say that's all he can do. I'm sure he can do a lot more.
But he works well in that for sure.
Yeah, yeah. There's a tone there that is just and I'd like to see him bring that there. So
yeah.
All right, we're down to our final topic. Christopher Columbus recently gave an interview talking about the new HBO Harry Potter series. He's a little annoyed. He's a little annoyed at the similarities he's seeing between costume and hair, makeup, casting, etc. He's like, "What's the point? What's the point?"
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
is this just another is this old man get off my lawn kind of thing?
It definitely could be a little bit, and here's the thing: he might be a little threatened because he started something incredible, and now they are basically redoing it with the intent to do it better, right? So that can definitely come off as threatening. Here's my opinion.
That whole narrative, by the way, is fascinating, right? Let's come back to that. But the idea we need to do the movies better is an interesting narrative. Keep going with what you're saying. Sorry, I just don't want to forget that.
No, you're good. You're good. Here's my hot take. I am very strongly of the opinion that the Harry Potter HBO series should not change the look of locations or wardrobe, and it should not change the score. It should not deviate from the classic Harry Potter score. I think
you want
these
John
two
Williams
things
to be back.
At least his score and inspired by, right? Obviously, they can expand upon, but these things are so ingrained into what people believe Harry Potter to be. I mean, they have amusement parks with Hogwarts and Diagon Alley and Gringotts and the Ministry. They have such a distinct look, and the music has become such a huge part of pop culture. I don't think that there's any way to do this series without honoring that. I think they can keep all that the same, but expand upon things and improve on things.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I like the way that recently James Gunn did this with Superman, and and we've kind of kept we've kept the Batman soundtrack has sort of woven its way into a few of the other Batman films in a way that creates a language that the Danny Elfman soundtrack. I mean, that creates a language that we all kind of already speak, and so I like that. I like that idea. I'm down with that.
Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, I'm like, I just don't agree with him. And here's the other thing is he's talking about how Hagrid's wardrobe looks very similar to his. And I'm like, dude, you based it off of a very specific description in a book. I mean, of course, it's going to at least look similar. I mean, you didn't. Wasn't your original idea, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I know our friend David would probably argue with what I'm about to say, but I feel my memory is the only real, like, you guys changed this so much kind of argument that happened at the time was with Hermione and the hair and that Hermione, like, that Emma Watson was too pretty of a kid for the way that Hermione was described. That, I feel like, was the narrative in terms of how they got it wrong back then. But generally speaking, you're right. They got it really right. And I would like to see them continue that. But here's the thing. You're right. He did start something really great, and he started all these fantastic movies, and he produced them, and they were beloved. But now there's been this backlash where we're going back and relitigating those films and almost saying like, well, truth is they were just okay, and now we need to do it again. And I feel like he may be reacting to that sort of subconscious sentiment.
Yeah, this is not. I'm not a fan of this revisionist history that those movies actually aren't great.
Me
they
either.
are. They are fantastic, and the sole reason that I'm excited for the series is it's going to be able to expand. It's going to be able to add things that were missing because it has the time to do it.
They can take their time. Yes.
And here's what I'll say. And we're talking about Harry Potter for a long time. We'll have to do a Harry Potter episode soon, probably when the series drops. But there are a lot of things that the movies did that didn't happen in the books that I like a lot. There are so many things that the movies left out that I really wish were in them. So I'm excited. I don't want the series to be a line for line, a one for one recreation of the books. I want them to be able to take their creative liberty a little bit and add scenes to hit
that's interesting.
more impactfully.
That's interesting.
Here's one example, quickly.
Okay.
I'll give two, super fast. We have the I must not tell lies from Umbridge, right? I know. When Harry says that to her, when Harry says, I must not tell lies to Umbridge at the end of the book, or at the end of the movie, it's a really great moment that is not in the book.
Yeah.
When, spoiler alert, Dumbledore dies, their whole scene where they all lift their wands and they get rid of the Dark Mark together, it's this really impactful scene, also not in the book. So there are things like this that they can do that I think are really great. But then we want the full plot of Goblet of Fire with Winky and Barty Crouch Jr. and Ludo Bagman. We want all of the Voldemort memories from the Half-Blood Prince.
Well, and the World Cup and everything, right?
Exactly. There's so much that they can do, and I think everything we've seen so far has only gotten me excited and told me that they are trying their best to do this. And so I think he needs to not be so much get off my lawn. I think it's not a great look. That's just my opinion.
I'm gonna have to think about this, but I'm not sure. Like, I can't think of anything he's done recently. I have to think about this. I feel like he's been in semi-retirement. He took that Harry Potter money and bought an island somewhere. Maybe I have no idea. Anyway, I think that's an interesting point you bring up because I think a lot of people are sitting back saying like the great part about this is it's going to be able to be so loyal to the books. And we didn't get that in the films. But you're proposing a combination of the two, and I like where your head's at.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Yeah, we got through our 10 and 20. We only went down a few rabbit holes. What can you do? And now we are going to jump into our main topic for the episode. This is going to be the favorite directors of I Am Your Father, the podcast. We're going to do this draft style. A little snake draft is what we're going to do. We'll figure out who's going to go first. We didn't decide that, I guess. One of us will go, then the other will take two. It is fantasy football draft season, so hopefully this concept isn't too crazy for a small percentage. What's that Venn diagram between people you think that listen to I Am Your Father and those that play fantasy football? What's the
major overlap?
Major overlap. Oh, well, okay, there you go. Braden is more generous than I am. So you understand the rules, right? We're gonna come up to 10 directors that will be our definitive list. There's no repeats, right? So if you draft somebody, I can't take them, and vice versa. And then at the end, I think we should look at our list. So maybe one of us, I'll keep track over here, and we will see maybe who has the best team.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay. You want to go? I'll leave it up to you. You want to go 1 or you want to go 2, 3?
I'll go 1.
Okay, you go 1.
Because I need my 1.
You need your 1. I already know who it is.
Yeah, of course you do. And this will be no surprise to you, anybody who knows me, and anybody who has been listening to the podcast on a semi-consistent basis. My number 1 draft pick, my number 1 director, my favorite, the GOAT for me is going to be Christopher Nolan. I have to take him. This list isn't worth having if he's not on it for me.
Fair enough. So at the risk of, we don't want to rush through this. So like, why to you is he the number 1 draft pick? Because you didn't just take him first on your list. You took him first on our list.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You put him in the GOAT spot. Why is he your number 1?
He's my number 1 for several reasons. We've talked about this idea of event films, right? Mm-hmm. He's one of those directors, when his movies release, it's an event. I actively look forward to, not a franchise. I'm not looking forward to the next MCU movie. I'm not looking forward to the next Pirates movie. I'm looking forward to the next Christopher Nolan movie.
Directed by whoever, yeah.
Whatever it may be. He's one of the few directors that gets me and a lot of people excited in that way. He's put out several of my favorite movies of all time, including Interstellar, The Prestige, Inception. I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy, Memento. I mean, I just named half of his movies, and the other half are just as good. You know, he doesn't have a bad movie, in my opinion. I love everything he's done.
A lot of love for Tenet over here.
Yeah, Tenet's awesome. I think Tenet's so dang confusing that I could watch it like it's the first time every single time.
Yeah.
But I mean, just alone, Interstellar and Inception, those being on your resume, those are 2 of the most important movies to happen in the last 15 years, so, or maybe even 10 years. And he's easily, in my opinion, the most impactful director of this age.
You're skipping Oppenheimer. You have not mentioned Oppenheimer.
I haven't even mentioned his Best Picture winner.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So I get it. It's a good first choice.
Good luck, dude. I mean, good luck. I'm sorry, but your list just isn't going to be there now because you don't have Nolan.
That's fair. But I get 2 now.
You get 2.
I get 2.
It won't matter.
So with the second pick of our draft, I am going to go with David Fincher.
Tough loss.
Yeah,
I was going to lose
I'm sorry. I know he was probably he. I'm going to guess he might have been your number 2.
He was.
Yeah. So I'm taking him in the number 2 slot instead. For me, there are many other directors that influenced the way that I view film and the way that I think about film. But Fincher came at a time when I was a certain age. I was in college, and I he just like, I don't know, his films to me, he is a one of one. The way he directs, the way he brings things. Yes, I agree with some of the Nolan feedback that you gave, but to me, a David Fincher film is every bit as much of an event as possible. I will say, I would like him to get back into feature film in the cinema. The last couple have been direct to Netflix. He did a deal there, but I want to see him come back.
He's had a small dip.
Well, I mean, I really like The Killer a lot. I think it's a great film, and there's a lot to be said for Mank. But so I'm really looking forward to what he's doing with Tarantino now, and I'm hoping that that's going to be really great. And so I'm going to put Fincher in number 2. But just to list off a couple of my favorites, I really struggle with figuring out where I really see the top. Obviously, there's The Social Network. His early work, though, was very influential on me. Seven and Fight Club. But one of my favorites of all time is Panic Room. I really love Gone Girl, Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. There's so many of his films that that are just so influential on me and how I think about film. So I think he's a solid second pick for our draft.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to admit it because I was talking all this trash just a minute ago, but he's pretty much up there with Nolan.
Yeah. I mean, they're an interesting 1-2 punch. Well, I'm gonna take it a step further, and I'm gonna take the person who I think is the only other like true event director right now out there, and that's Quentin Tarantino in the number 3 slot. And by the way, I'm feeling pretty good about my 2 and 3, Fincher and Tarantino. I mean, according to Tarantino, I got the best 2. But again, high school, college for me when Tarantino really like blew up with Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, and these other scripts for Natural Born Killers and True Romance. But then he's just continued to build and build and build. Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood very recently. There's just so much. The Kill Bill movies. We ranked these last week. We talked a lot about Tarantino. Was it last week? I think it was. Yeah, we talked a lot about Tarantino. I think that there's not a time when Tarantino's going to put out a film that I'm not going to show up on opening night and watch it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to think about it. He changed the language of cinema. He, more than either of the other 2 that we're talking about, it's not just with both Nolan and Fincher are directors of other people's material. Nolan collaborated a lot of times with his brother.
Right.
And they Fincher, always takes these amazing novels and adapt and get somebody to adapt them in a way and brings them to life. But Tarantino is the writer of this group. He's the one who creates his own characters. He's the one that creates his own dialogue, and you can feel it when you watch the Tarantino film. That's the difference between the Tarantino film and the Fincher film, or the Nolan film, is that Tarantino, he's the true, full, complete auteur, start to finish. The whole thing is his. The writing, the directing, the editing, the concept, everything. I think he's the right guy for my number 3 pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fair. I'm a little happy that you took him because I was afraid I was going to lose my next pick.
Oh, interesting.
He might have been my 3, but he's not my 2. And so I'm pretty pleased right now. I think I can still beat your list pretty easily by a wide margin. But I am very happy to report that my second round draft pick is going to be Steven Spielberg. I mean, dude, come on.
That's a heavy hitter. That's
a heavy hitter. I mean, we're talking about
no doubt.
There's no doubt. Jones movies, Jurassic Park, Jaws, E.T., Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan. It
goes on and
on. The Fabelmans.
Right? Yeah, you're a new convert to the Fabelmans.
I am. I have, thanks to you. I mean, dude, his list is legendary.
Yeah,
he has 40 other movies that I haven't even mentioned. I mean,
so many.
Many would consider him the GOAT, so I think I have pretty much the 2 GOATs on my list.
Yeah.
I think it's
different
hard to
generations,
deny.
right? Different generations. Like Spielberg is the GOAT of, like, he brought the 70s into the 80s. He was the GOAT into the 90s, but the other 3 that we talked about all kind of came up late 90s into the early aughts and have been, the GOATs of the 2000s. But yeah, you're right. It's a solid choice. I mean, I can't argue with it.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
So would you say, again, favorite, like right now, what I'm saying is, like, if you had to pick like 5-10 movies to watch, they'd be loaded up with Spielberg and Nolan, like top 5, top 10 movies you were going to watch over and over again. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I would easily have
he's so rewatchable.
Yeah, I'd have I'd probably have The Last Crusade in there. I'd have Jurassic Park. Those would probably be my 2 from him that are for sure making the list. And
not Jaws. Oh, Jaws is
it's in the conversation, but I'm still working on getting Jaws all the way up to the 5 out of 5 that most people have it. But regardless,
it's a generational thing. Disney needs to work on making more Jaws movies for you Gen Z people.
He is pretty much undisputed. I mean, I know you're quaking in your boots a little bit over there, and I can't blame you. But I think that'll take me on to my number 3 pick.
Okay.
And I think this one will be a little less obvious. Not to you, maybe, but maybe to the general listener.
Okay.
And my 3rd round pick is going to be Guy Ritchie. I really, really love me some Guy Ritchie. I know he's not of the highest esteem, generally speaking, but he has some absolute bangers, some really fun movies. I'm just a huge fan of his style and what he brings in in terms of flair to his projects. I mean, right away we have Sherlock Holmes, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Snatch, Lock, Stock. And then we have one of my favorite movies ever, The Gentleman. I think it's really just phenomenal. You know when you're sitting down for a Guy Ritchie movie that you're in for a good time. Lots of fast-paced, witty, high stakes, back and forth, twist and turn, nonstop. And that's one of my favorite styles of movie. You know, I love my Finchers. I love my slow burn, hard to watch, hard to swallow pills. But I also love my just absolute blast of a good time with Guy Ritchie.
I will say that I am surprised that's who you drafted. Not because I don't like his films, and not because I didn't think you liked him, but I feel like he doesn't. I don't feel like he meets the same level as some of the other people that I have on my list coming up. But I do really like his films, and you just listed off a solid 4 or 5 movies of his that I really like a lot.
Yeah,
you know. I guess from my perspective, where you stumble here is that I don't think he has the same level of consistency that the rest of the people we've had. Now, I know some people would say Spielberg's gotten a little inconsistent in recent years, but again, to your earlier point, he has like 55, 60 movies that he's made. Like he's gonna have some flops, but
of course,
or I wouldn't even say he has flops. I would say he's got some that are not as good as others.
Here's what I'll say. I agree. He is not the most consistent, and especially of late, he has not put out the highest quality content.
It's been pretty hit or miss.
I will fully acknowledge that. The thing for me is his highs are high enough where I want to take them. They're going to be on my, my desert island list, right? And honestly, in my opinion, past our first 4, I think it'd be pretty hard. Not that they don't exist. I can think of a few, but it'd be hard to come up with directors who are completely consistent and have more than 3 movies out, So
more than 3 movies total?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots.
Oh, you're saying with a smaller filmography, consistency is easier.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Jordan Peele, 3 really great movies.
Yep.
I don't know that makes him one of the best directors of all time yet, because he's made 3 really great movies. There's other examples of that as well, like Damien Chazelle with La La Land, Whiplash, First Man, but he only has a few more past that,
Yeah.
So it's like, that's kind of what I'm balancing here.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so that's 5. We're halfway through, right? Just a quick recap.
Halfway.
We have Christopher Nolan in the 1 slot from Braden. I drafted David Fincher and Tarantino 2 and 3, and you've drafted Steven Spielberg and Guy Ritchie 4 and 5.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got 6 and 7. I'm looking at my list here and who I want to grab.
There's some names you could say that would really hurt me.
I know, but I think unfortunately I might not hurt you here. Oh, this is so hard. There's so many good ones that could fall right here in this middle slot. But I think for the next one, I'm gonna go with the Coen brothers.
Okay.
In my next slot.
I saw it coming. I have to be honest.
I love the Coen brothers. They, to me, are very consistent. They have a certainly not Spielberg level filmography, but compared to everyone else that we have here, I would say that they're number 2 in terms of total films made. I am a little bummed that they've sort of unofficially broken up. They've been just doing their own thing the last 5 or 6 years now.
The boy band split.
Yeah. But yeah, I get, and it's also, I guess, a tip of the hat too. I put them in the intro. But yeah, for me, Miller's Crossing, Fargo, No Country for Old Men, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I mean, it just goes on and on and on for me. I love their film so much. They bring a completely different aesthetic to everything they do. They bring a completely different sensibility to everything they do. And when the Coen brothers come together to make a film, I'm 100% going there. And I think that they really have their own perspective that no one else on this list does. Excuse me, a little frog in the throat.
You're good.
So, how do you feel about the Coen brothers generally? I mean, I know that there's a handful of them that you like, but I don't know that you've gone as deep as I want you to go.
No, I definitely have not, and I need to. So that's the thing for me there is what I've seen from them I have liked quite a bit. But there's just too much of theirs that I have not seen for me to put them up there personally.
I think I need to get you diving into that a little bit more and start giving you some Coen brothers homework.
Yeah, you definitely could do that since you have say over one movie I watch a week.
It's not on the list for this week, but I feel like I should maybe make an edit.
Here's a question.
You don't feel like No Country is one of the best movies ever made? Like it's just so damn good.
No, I thought it was really good. Again, there are certain movies I've talked to you about this before. There are certain movies that are so well regarded that I get really nervous to watch because I feel like I'm going to be let down.
Yeah, I get that.
And so with a lot of these movies that several people have as perfect movies, I almost always come in low on them and then really appreciate them on rewatch. It usually takes me a rewatch to really get there. And for me, I really enjoyed that movie, and I immediately recognized that on rewatch I was going to enjoy it much more. Like once you know what something is, then you kind of can be open to it in a different way.
Yeah,
you know?
There's a subtlety to the performances and the direction that can't be understated, and it definitely rewards rewatch. How many times have you seen that film?
Just once, and it was recently, the last few months.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you need to see it again, but probably need to give it some time as well.
Yeah, I'll revisit it soon.
Yeah.
But quick question.
Yeah.
When you hear me right now, am I coming through your headset or what's going on? Like if I'm talking into the mic, is it in your headset?
Yeah, it's in my headset. Why?
Okay. Because I want to predict your next pick, but I want you to take it off so you can't hear what I say.
You're going to predict my next pick?
I'm just going to predict. I could be wrong, but I think I know.
So you want me to take the headphones off?
And I'll just speak to the audience.
Fingers in the ear.
Yep.
So I can't hear. Because I'm pretty sure if you talk now, say something now.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, it's very quiet, but if I do this, I won't be able to hear you at all.
Don't look at my lips either.
Okay, I'm going to look at the camera.
I am pretty sure that his next pick is going to be Danny Boyle. I mean, he might go Martin Scorsese, but
can I come back yet?
I think he's going to go Danny Boyle. Yes.
Okay, sorry. I talked over you. Did I ruin it for us?
No. You were good. You were good.
Okay.
Just had to throw my prediction out there. Watch me be. I actually gave 2 options, and if you don't pick either of them, that's going to be bad.
What? 2 options?
I clarified. This is my pick. Maybe this, but I don't think so.
Okay. I'm on the fence, so maybe.
Hopefully, you're on the fence with the 2 that I said.
I only get one more here. But I feel pretty good about it. Although I'm looking at the rest. And one more. I do. I only get one more. No. Right. So that was 6. I get 7. No, I get one more after this.
Yes.
So I get a total 2. This and then one more at the very end.
Yes.
Okay. So right now, I think I am going to go with Wes Anderson.
I was wrong.
Oh no!
I was wrong. Good. I was wrong. It's okay. It
wasn't either of your 2. There were 2
I'm not going to say anything because
I
might steal. So
okay. All right. Well, if you do steal it, I want to know that you thought it was what I was going to go with.
Okay.
So yeah, I think for me, Wes Anderson is
overrated.
It has no.
Whoa! Did I say that out loud?
No, oh my God! I can't even believe that you said that. Far and away in my top 5, top 10 directors. I absolutely love everything he does. Again, to me, even more so than the Coens, he has a very specific aesthetic, a very specific point of view that he brings to every film. And I will show up for any one of them. I tend to rank some of his earlier stuff that was written with Owen Wilson a little higher than others, who a lot of people focus more on The Life Aquatic or Grand Budapest. These are great films, especially Budapest. But for me, I think I really love his earliest stuff with Owen Wilson, and then some of his later stuff that I like so much, would include things like Moonrise Kingdom and more recently Asteroid City and others. So I could watch a Wes Anderson film at any given time. will take almost no convincing at all for someone to say, you want to put this Wes Anderson movie on, and I'll be absolutely put it on. So
because it's a good background.
Just because it just feels, it's so comfortable to me. It just feels like home. It just feels like I'm in this specific world that I love so much, and with all these friends that I love, and I don't know. I think it really brings out the theater lover in me. I think that Wes Anderson really like taps into that, because his films are very, I'm going to say theatrical, and contrast that with the term cinematic, right? I think that really it's more, it's a very specific point of view that feels like it's on a stage, and I appreciate that.
All right. We're looking at
Nothing to add about Wes Anderson?
No. I haven't seen enough of his movies. I've seen a few, and I've enjoyed them, but I'm not as hot on him as everybody else is. I just watched The Phoenician Scheme. I liked it.
Yeah?
I wasn't blown away. But...
Well... I don't know that... Like, I wouldn't put this in his top 10 necessarily, but I thought it was really good.
Yeah. All right. These are my last two picks. I'm pretty confident in my 8 pick. My 9, I've got a few contenders, and so I'm a little more on the fence for those. But in my 8, I'm drafting Denis Villeneuve. I mean, he's up there with Nolan today. He's definitely putting out the highest quality content. I mean,
yeah.
You already talked about Blade Runner 2049, but that's not touching on Dune Part 1 and 2, The Arrival, Sicario, Prisoners. I mean, these are all super heavy hitters. These are
Sicario's so good.
Very heavy hitters. The
Arrival.
He has put out really consistent, top-tier work for as long as he's been putting out movies for the most part. So he is definitely kind of in the film bro.
Yeah, does he have a like a mediocre movie?
There's a few of his movies that I haven't seen. Just
pre-Sicario?
Yeah, I haven't seen Enemy. I haven't seen Incendies. And there's a few more that I'm not even sure if they're full movies or not. Polytechnic.
Yeah, a lot of that early stuff I haven't seen either.
So most of his early stuff,
good. Enemy's good.
Okay, yeah. But that being said, everything I've seen from him is a 4-star or higher. And he has a few that I think are perfect movies. So he's definitely... I wouldn't be respected among the film bro community if he wasn't on my list. They would throw my list out immediately. He's going to have to be in my 8 slot.
Okay, all right. That's a solid choice. I can't argue. And we referenced this last week when we were talking about Tarantino and Nolan being like the event directors, that you felt like he was in third place for you as far as that's concerned. Yeah, as far as an event director, you were going to show up regardless.
Yeah, I was. What are some of your, like, you think he's got a few like phenomenal movies, right? You'd rate several of his very up there, right?
For sure. I love both the Dune films. I think they're insanely good and somehow underrated. I don't get how people don't talk more about his direct, or maybe it's just his direction that I feel like is underrated as it relates to that. He gets such amazing performances out of everyone. The visuals are just absolutely stunning, obviously. I think The Arrival is also just so damn good. It is heart-wrenching. And just so smart and so brilliantly put together. And then I would also say, Sicario is a masterpiece. So, I mean, every bit of 4 really amazing films for me. I know there's some others that are great, but those are my top 4, not necessarily in order, from him. Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings me to my 9, and this is
your last one. This is your last one.
This is my last one, and I'm looking at my list
here. So many good directors
here.
You're not going to choose.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm down. I had it up to 4, and now I'm down to 2.
Okay.
And I'm struggling here because, well, you'll understand why.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go ahead. I think I've made my decision. I don't think I could. I don't think I could do this list without having him on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to take the director in my 9 slot of 3 of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
It's going to be Peter Jackson.
I had a feeling.
And there's some others you could throw in there. I don't want to name any names in case you haven't thought of them. Maybe I will afterwards. But he truly created what I consider to be 3 masterpieces, 3 movies unlike any other movies I've seen in terms of scale and the amount of thought and heart that went into the making of them. I know that the Hobbit movies aren't as well received, and I am very much on the side of those are still great movies. They are just not nearly as good. They are more flawed. He also did King Kong, which I think is a really great movie. He's really kind of great at these epics, right? He's the long.
Did you see Heavenly Creatures?
I haven't yet.
It's good.
I need to. So again, I haven't seen everything he's put out.
Very, very different movie, but very, very good.
But how could I have this list and not have the director who put out the Lord of the Rings trilogy? I mean,
yeah. I had a feeling that a couple of these sentimental choices, like Peter Jackson and Guy Ritchie, were going to trip you up.
Trip me up, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I had a feeling.
We'll have the audience vote on our lists.
These are good, but are they top 10? Are they top 10 greatest? I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about my list right now. Now, I feel like it might make sense for us to have a little. I'm going to throw a few names out that I'm thinking about. I got a choice, but we could talk about some of the names that maybe aren't going to make the list. Danny Boyle, for example, not going to make the list, but love him. A lot of great stuff, but I think he's second tier underneath the top 10 for me. Okay. James Mangold, Inarritu, even Coppola. Coppola is one of those directors that has like 3, 4, probably 4 masterpieces, and then the rest of the filmography, which is limited, is not amazing. So unfortunately, Coppola's not going to make my list either. Michael Mann probably also in that range too. Not gonna make my list. And then there's a couple classics that I really thought hard about putting on, and I might be underestimating our audience, but Howard Hawks and John Sturges are 2 filmmakers that I thought really long and hard about. I mean, they just have this absolutely amazing classic filmography. I mean, particularly John Sturges. I don't know if you can see, if the camera can catch my my Magnificent Seven poster up on the wall, but Sturges did this Magnificent Seven and The Great Escape and others. Ice Station Zebra, the Eagle Has Landed, that your grandfather was in, and was very influential on my youth, both Howard Hawks and John Sturges. But right now, I am really bouncing around between 3, and I'm having trouble deciding between 3 different movie makers here. And I'm going to tell you who they are.
Can I guess?
Sure. Who's my final 3 down to?
Scorsese?
Yes, one on the list. Yes.
Would one of them be James Cameron?
No.
Mm-mm. No. Okay.
No, but there's
Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ridley Scott.
Those were my 3 guesses.
Were those the guesses you made earlier?
Earlier, I guessed between Danny Boyle and Scorsese. I thought you were a bigger Danny Boyle fan.
I like Danny Boyle a lot.
Sounds like you don't like him.
Danny, I love you, Danny. Don't listen to him. And the third one I think would be my more controversial pick, my more wild card pick, and a little bit more, I don't know, the quirky choice. The third one on my list that I can't decide between is Edgar Wright.
Yep, he was on mine.
I know people are going to hear Edgar Wright and be like, "Well, he's not Kubrick, he's not Scorsese, right?" But I just love his movies. They're so much fun to me. I just absolutely love his movies. And I'm really excited about some of the future projects he has lined up. So, okay, I got to think through. I think that for me, in my last choice here, I am going to go with... Damn it. I'm going to go with Ridley Scott. Yeah, I'm going to go with Ridley Scott.
I had a very strong feeling that Scorsese was not going to make our list.
It's interesting that he didn't, because he's in there for sure. I mean, he's right outside of this group, but I'm sure people would say, well, Scorsese should be there and maybe not Wes Anderson. I'm sure you might say that too. But anyway, so Ridley Scott is going to be in my list. He is the director of one of my favorite films of all time, Alien, as well as so many other great movies. We talked about Blade Runner. We haven't talked about Gladiator, it's just the list goes on. The Martian. There's so many great films. I absolutely love Ridley Scott movies, and I think he has, similar to Spielberg, I think he has maybe the most range of any of these directors out here. Like just the breadth of genre and style. Ridley Scott just brings everything to it. So. That's my number 10.
Then we're going to have to go ahead and mention stuff like Gladiator 2, Napoleon, House of Gucci. Just got to discredit you a little bit.
You get a dog on Ridley
Exodus,
Scott.
Gods and Kings.
You feel like Ridley Scott shouldn't have made the list.
Robin Hood. No, I'm just kidding. He has so many movies you didn't even mention that are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a hard time.
I know. All right, so real quick, let's recap, and then I want to hear any additional honorable mentions. You indulged me with honorable mentions. I want to know any more honorable mentions from you. But right now, so Braden drafted Christopher Nolan in 1. I drafted Fincher in 2 and Tarantino in 3. Braden followed suit with Steven Spielberg and Guy Ritchie. I came back then with the Coen brothers first, and then Wes Anderson after that. Braden finished off his list in number 9 slot. He had Denis Villeneuve and then Peter Jackson, and then I finished this off with Ridley Scott. So that was our top 10 favorite directors of the I Am Your Father podcast. Yeah, do you have some honorable mentions you feel like throwing out?
Yeah, I have a few. Similar to you, I was struggling between, well, not struggling, but some of the ones that were a little lower on the list, but depending on who you took. I had James Mangold on my list, Danny Boyle, also Edgar Wright, and James Cameron. Mm-hmm. And then I also had Rian Johnson and Matt Reeves on my list as well.
Okay. Yeah. I think still early for me. I don't know that I like what they've done, but similar to who was it you just mentioned? You mentioned somebody earlier that just had like 3 good films, and you weren't ready to put them on the Mount Rushmore
Jordan
yet.
Peele.
Yeah, Jordan Peele. Great. Yeah. Those are good choices. Another one that I had as an honorable mention, I knew he wasn't going to make my list, but I feel like he's worth talking about, is Coogler. He's been on a pretty damn great hot streak, and maybe even, probably even beat everything else he's ever done with the last movie. So there's a lot of good ones out there that we haven't talked about.
Yeah, no, definitely. Of course, nobody's going to be happy with our lists. But I think if we put out the poll, if my generation comes in, I think they'll win me this round.
Are you gonna put the poll out? So you feel like Nolan, Spielberg, Ritchie, Villeneuve, and Jackson beats out Fincher, Tarantino, the Coens, Wes Anderson, Ridley Scott? I think I have you beat, my son. I think I have you beat.
For old farts, yeah. I think if you can get the grandpas in here, you might just win. But,
says the guy who drafted Steven Spielberg. I mean, I get it, but he's not exactly a youthful representation of film industry right now, is he?
But his movies are timeless.
They are. There's no doubt. I love it.
In a way that the Coen brothers and Wes Anderson movies aren't. Steven Spielberg is the guy. I mean, come on, let's be real. Nolan is the guy now, but Spielberg was the man. He is widely regarded as the greatest director of all time.
Yeah, he's in that conversation. I totally get it. I think you have, what, son? You have a great list. The better list, really. No,
listen, no. You're just trying to talk yourself into
the inferior list,
believing that you won this when you've lost. I
want
you to feel as though you're doing well.
All right, I'm still gonna. You know what? I'm still gonna be your father. Did you do your homework?
I did do my homework. I did.
Well, let's move on to our homework, so we can wrap this puppy up, as we're now at the about the hour mark. So yeah, let's talk through. I want your review, and I want to debate a little bit and see what you thought. I gave you A Few Good Men.
Yes. It's my first time I'd ever seen the movie, obviously. It was one of those that I never really watched because it didn't really grasp my interest. I didn't know anything about the movie, to be fair. Mm-hmm. But it just was never one that I found super appealing or super urgent. I obviously knew the "you can't handle the truth." You know, who doesn't know that line?
Don't we all? Don't we all? Right.
And I'll say I was pleasantly surprised. I think this movie sat at a really interesting area for me in the sense that I was pleasantly surprised because I enjoyed it a lot, but also not very surprised that I didn't have it as a 9 or a 10 out of 10. For me, it's a 7 out of 10 movie, which is really great, and I'm completely open to rewatching. That's where a 7 is for me, or a 3.5 out of 5. I really liked it a lot. I think the story was great. I love courtroom dramas. I really do. There were just a few weak areas for me, mostly in the performances. I felt like there were a few performances. Honestly, I don't think anybody was necessarily safe from this, that at times I found rather cheesy, as well as some of the writing in general. I thought certain things happened where I'm like, kind of a cop-out, little cheap, or a little cheesy, you know? But the biggest offender for me was Tom Cruise, although I think this is one of his better roles. I think at times his line delivery was very cheesy. But I have to say, I felt the same way about Jack Nicholson too, mainly in his first batch of scenes, rather than the second batch. I thought the ending of the movie was really, really good and solid, but I thought the first half I found cheesy in a lot of areas.
Jack Nicholson's performance in A Few Good Men, the early part of it, you found cheesy.
At times.
I don't get it. I don't get that at all.
Sorry.
What did you give it? You said a 3.5?
3.5, yeah.
Okay.
Which means I enjoyed it a lot.
That's a solid rating. I get it. But I'll give you Cruise. I mean, there's definitely. I mean, Cruise is Cruise, and I think he's often cheesy. Regardless.
He works better in roles that allow him to be that, like in a Mission Impossible or a Top Gun role. You know.
Yeah. I feel like the interesting part about what you're saying is that the Mission Impossible movies started off that way, but they long since left it and started pushing themselves into way too self-serious a mode.
But in a self-aware way.
I guess I disagree. I don't feel that they are self-aware in any way at all. I feel like they're very they're not tongue-in-cheek at all. I don't feel like they're self-aware. Anyway, well, so you liked the movie. You didn't think it was amazing. That's okay. I don't know that
I liked it a lot.
I don't claim it's perfect. 3.5 to 4 is probably where I would put it as well.
Okay.
And I don't know that I'd go beyond that.
Okay. Well, did you watch K-pop Demon Hunters?
I did. I watched it.
And?
Yeah, I had to really push hard through it at first, but fairly quickly it won me over in a way. Like I don't think it's the greatest movie of the year, but or it's it dethroned Red One for Netflix. Who cares? I mean, that just
Red
shows
Notice,
how
yeah.
Red Notice. Oh, either way.
Both rock projects.
Yeah. And I think both oddly successful in their individual platforms, despite the fact that they're bad movies. The bar was low, but I did have fun, and I found myself laughing, and I found myself even getting a little emotional at times, just like, unlike what we just talked about, I guess, with Tom Cruise and the Mission Impossible films, I do think that what made this work is that it was very self-aware. It was very tongue-in-cheek. It was not taking itself, the whole K-pop culture. It wasn't taking itself seriously. It was having just a really good time with itself, and so it was kind of impossible to not like in a lot of ways, So I had a lot of fun with it. I don't know that it's the kind of thing I will ever feel the need to revisit, but I had fun, and I think I gave it a 3.
A 3? All right.
Yeah. So it was good.
It's around where I expected you to have it, honestly.
I did. You gave it a 4, didn't you? That's high. That's high for that movie.
I think in hindsight it might be a 3.5 for me.
Okay.
But we have listened to the soundtrack a lot since it came out. It's been living on in the house. So, but I'll tell you what. I'm continuing my mission to make you watch more animated films.
Okay.
And
is that going to continue into this week?
It is. Okay. At least once more.
Okay.
As Will Turner says, at least one more time. And the movie I'm giving you, you can either go see it in theaters, or because it's currently in theaters, or you can have your brother-in-law go ahead and download it onto Plex for you, because it is also released in some form of digital.
Okay.
And it is a foreign film, and you can watch it dubbed. That's how I watched it. And it is also a sequel, and you don't need to watch the first one. And it is called Ne Zha 2.
So jump right into number 2.
If you want to watch a recap video on YouTube for the first movie, you can. The second movie does a pretty good job at recapping it for you. I think it gives you most of the information that you need. This movie, we've talked about before, was released in China, not in America, and they were reporting that it was the highest grossing movie ever. We obviously have not really been able to verify that. Who knows whether or not that's true, but regardless, it did very well, and it just made its way to America this week.
Okay.
I decided, you know what, I'm going to go watch it.
You saw it in the theater?
I went and saw it in a theater. In fact, I saw it in a theater where the seats moved, and that was actually pretty dang cool.
What?
They vibrate and move a little bit as things happen. So like when the character spins, it kind of makes you feel like you're spinning and stuff.
That's interesting. I'll have to look that up and see if there's one near me that does that.
It really added to the experience, truly. So if you can find something like that, I know Cinemark, they call them D-box seats. I don't know. I can't remember what's near you. Regardless, a few things to keep in mind.
Okay.
Obviously, when it comes to...
You're giving me a lot of information for homework, because this isn't your normal thing. You don't normally set it up so much.
I'm not giving you information about the movie. I'm just giving you things to, I'm prefacing a little bit. One thing to keep in mind when you're watching this movie, obviously when it comes to foreign movies and television shows, the translation can be a little weird, right? So you have to have certain graces with things like that. And I think that there are a few areas where this movie... gets bogged down a little bit by certain things, but I think you're going to really appreciate the action and the visual art, the animation style of this movie.
Okay,
and I think it was really, really cool. I think you'll like it. I'm not sure exactly how much you'll like it since you don't like animation.
I don't dislike animation.
Yeah. Keep trying to recover, buddy. But go watch Ne Zha 2. It didn't open very well in America, but I think people should go see it. When I saw it, me and my friend were the only two people in the theater. And we walked out, and I felt like I was a part of something really exclusive, because I was like, that was really cool, and there's nobody here to enjoy it.
Interesting. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that it's a number 2, and people might be intimidated by going to see it.
Because the thing is, too, real quick, the first one is just okay. And so it's like truly one of the... Yeah, I watched it in preparation.
Okay.
And so it really is, and I know I've been talking for a long time, I'm sorry. It really is like one of the greatest improvements in a sequel over the original that I've ever seen. So
it is The Empire Strikes Back.
It is. but even more so. Anyways, I digress. I've been talking for a long time.
Yeah. But you're pumped about this one.
I think it's cool. I think you should see it. I think everybody should go see this movie, honestly.
All right. Well, it sounds like I'm going to see it. All right. Are you ready for your homework this week?
I am.
Okay. Many episodes ago, you happened to mention that you said you didn't know anyone who had seen A Complete Unknown. I told you, well, I've seen it. What are you talking about? So you're going to watch A Complete Unknown. And I'm not going to tell you too much else about it, other than, I mean, your boy Timothy. You love that guy, And I think you do, right? I think you love him.
I do. I like him a lot.
Yeah, and he gives us a great performance. This is about one of the most important artists and musicians of our time, and I think it's a good opportunity for you to learn a little, and maybe even walk out appreciating not just the movie and the performance, but a little about Bob Dylan as well. So you're going to watch A Complete Unknown, and wow, so negative, so negative.
All right, I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Yeah. All right. Well, normally we say that we ranked, but this week we didn't. We unfortunately we drafted and we debated. We disagreed, though not about who shot first. It's all just another day in the galaxy.
So whether you're Gen X, Gen Z, or somewhere lost in the timeline, please continue to listen, like, share, and subscribe to I Am Your Father.
So until the next episode, remember that with great power comes a great second breakfast. But winter is also coming, so may the Force live long and prosper with you.
This is the way.
Thank you for listening.
Peace.